Introducing the Egyptian Theater News Team, live from downtown DeKalb with Brennan Pugh, Janine Holcomb, Nick Ozzie, Alex Nerad, Cody Williams, Nora Reed, and Michaela Alcantar. The Egyptian Theater News Team coming to you live on Facebook at top of the hour, every hour on May 2nd for Give DeKalb County. Get ready for lights, camera, donate.
And we're back. Welcome back to the 9 o'clock hour. My name's Alex Nerad. I'm the executive director here at the Egyptian Theater. Down in the boiler basement now for this hour. Want to thank the donors that have donated online since our last broadcast at 8 a.m. Big thank you to Tracy Mobley, another anonymous donor, Lynn Waldolin, and Tim and Janet Newborough. So thank you so much. At 8 a.m. we announced Roxanne, Wade Holcomb, two anonymous donors, Betty Nerad, Beth Shuey, and Shane Sharp. So thank you everybody for donating so far. We've got till midnight tonight to reach our $15,000 goal. And all you have to do is go to lightscameradonate.org. I want to get to our special guest this hour. I'm joined by Steve Irving with Irving Construction. So good morning.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us. So we're down here in the boiler basement, and you guys are going to be doing a lot of work down here soon.
I couldn't think of a better place to be today, other than being in a boat, perhaps. But this certainly will show a description of the decrepit conditions of your existing mechanical system. And we'll talk a little bit about what we intend to do to improve it.
Now, you have quite a bit of history.
In high school, I would come down here at 5 o'clock in the morning and help the head janitor clean the theater, clean the toilets, clean the bathrooms, clean the lobbies, and consume a lot of leftover popcorn. After that, I was the general contractor that renovated the entire theater starting in 1982 and completing it in 1983. And that was quite a feat. At that period in time, the theater had really deteriorated in its condition, and there was a thorough renovation of the theater, including all new plaster, decorative painting, lighting, electrical, carpeting, seats, a lot of stage theater type of equipment. Unfortunately, at that time, the state had funded most of the work, and there wasn't enough money to put air conditioning in this building. And that's very unfortunate because we had the entire theater scaffolded with planking, and it would have lent itself very easily to do the mechanical work that would be required today. Now it's about 38 years after that fact, and if someone were to come in here and walk through the theater with the lights on, they'd see the condition that, because of lack of air conditioning, has caused the paint and the plaster to deteriorate, to lime up. And so this is a really exciting project that the city of DeKalb has stepped forward to assist the theater and their donors to improve the entire condition, not only for the plaster and the painting and the woodwork in here, but also to make the facility a year-round venue.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, which you should, because we've been talking about it for a long time, we're moving forward with an expansion project that will expand our restrooms, concessions, and storage, but most importantly, add air conditioning that we've never had since 1929. So this basement is going to get quite a workover, along with a new basement next door. Can you talk just a little bit about the challenges of getting air conditioning into this building even today?
Well, it's a very complicated project. There's not room, nor is there a way to get the new air conditioning units that are required to cool the auditorium into this existing basement, which is rather shallow. It's damp. It's got some mechanical problems of its own. So there's going to be a substantial addition put on to the south side of the existing facility. To give you an example of some of the complexities, the foundation and the excavated hole that we have to dig
a deep hole
is going to be approximately 17 feet deep from the existing grade outside. because of OSHA standards and the fear of walls caving in while we're doing the work down there, we're going to have to install first steel sheeting around the entire excavated hole before we dig the hole. The foundation, as I mentioned, is going to be close to 16 feet tall. There's currently, even before we start the sheeting, a ton of mechanical, electrical, storm sewer, sanitary sewer, roof drains, etc., that transverse throughout the alleyway and within the area where the basement will be dug. So we have to get all that relocated before we even start the excavation. Then before we put the first floor of the addition on, we have to place the new air handling units that will cool the auditorium into the new basement. And to give your folks an idea of what's involved there will be two 50-ton air handling units, each one weighing over 5,000 pounds, that we're going to have to place in the new basement. And then what we will do is set precast on the first floor, which you haven't mentioned yet. We're going to go from, for an example, from the existing women's bathroom on the first floor from 3 toilets to 16 toilets.
Which is quite an increase.
Well, for those that have been here at a big function, like 2 weeks ago, you had a country singer here.
Scotty McCurry, a nearly sold out show.
You're filled to capacity, and my wife and I came to the event and kind of monitored the use of the bathrooms. And at the break, or intermission, I came out into the lobby and there was a line of women and it took over 30 minutes for some of those ladies to come back to their seats, having to wait that long to use the bathroom. So we'd certainly hope that 16 toilets will certainly be a heck of an improvement in the men's bathroom on the first floor. The second floor is even more challenging. It seats over 550 people, and there's 2 really small bathrooms on the second floor, which we put in back in 1983. And those will be removed, and the second floor then will also have large men and women's bathroom facilities, a concession stand, and an additional area for mingling, displays, etc.
Yeah, I mean, we could not be more excited for this. Not only expansion of restrooms and concessions, but as well adding air conditioning. So this is going to be such an exciting project. We're so thrilled to have you on this. Just as we wrap up here, can you tell me a little bit about why you and your wife, TJ, have been so in love with the theater and so supportive through the years?
Well, as I mentioned before, I worked here when I was in high school. Prior to that, shortly after the theater was built in 1930 and occupied, my grandfather worked here. And as I mentioned earlier, I also did the remodeling back in 1983, and the theater staff and yourself have been kind enough. We've done several other remodeling projects in here since 1983. So the theater is just a real gem for the city of DeKalb, and it's one of the very few remaining facilities in the downtown area that has thrived and is doing even better now that you've got a nice staff that's supported by some good community groups.
Yeah, well, thank you to you and your wife for your incredible support here. And we are so fortunate to have a company like Irving Construction that's going to be doing this project. There wouldn't be a better person and a better .10 a.m. with another special guest in a different location of the theater. So you've still got time to donate all day today. Again, remember, every donation you make online is proportionally matched by a bonus pool currently. Make a donation. Any amount is hugely appreciated. We can't thank you enough for your generosity today in supporting the Egyptian Theater. So head to camera donate.org, and we'll see you back here at 10 a.m.